General Manager at Rincon-Vitova Insectaries, and today we're talking about suppression of caterpillars and moths. As you know, caterpillars and moth pests are a huge problem in cannabis crops and can do a lot of damage. So here at Rincon-Vitova, we do have a wonderful program to help you get around that. It starts with our teeny tiny micro wasp called Trichogramma. So Trichogramma can come as loose eggs, or most often what you'll get from insectaries is eggs glued to a card piece. So this is cardstock. If you flip it over, you can see the perforations on the back. Each of these cards breaks off into 30 little tabs. That's pretty standard for most insectaries. You have 100,000 eggs, Trichogramma eggs, glued onto the card. So what you're doing is you are releasing teeny tiny wasps into your crop to go after moth eggs. So the timing is pretty important. As soon as you see the moths, those little white moths flying around your crop, the timing is right. You know they're out there laying the eggs, so the suitable host material is present, since these guys are parasitizing moth eggs. So they're gonna fly around and lay eggs inside the moth eggs, disallowing them to hatch into tiny little caterpillars. There are a couple of methods of releasing the Trichogramma into your crop. One thing you can do is create a little incubation chamber in a mason jar or a pickle jar, some kind of old glass jar. So you'll see, like we looked at the backside with the perforations, if you fold it back and forth, you can tear off a tab, and we're gonna put that right into the jar. Now, if you're doing the jar method, you can go ahead and stick your entire card piece into the jar. Put a piece of paper towel or a napkin and rubber band it over the top so you've got airflow. So now you've got a little incubation chamber, a place for your wasps to safely develop away from ants. Remember, ants will eat all of our beneficial insects to protect that food source. So this will be a nice protected place away from ants for them to hatch. Then after about a week, you go out into your crop, open this up and just let them fly out as you walk between your plants. Leave it somewhere so all the remaining ones that have yet to hatch can continue to hatch and exit. Leave it in a place that's not in full sun and also in a place that's not going to collect rainwater or irrigation. You don't want to drown these little guys. Another good method of incubation is taking a little drink cup. So this is a paper drink cup. Or we have little French fry bags from your favorite restaurant supply store. So you're just going to take your tab of Trichogramma and you're going to place it in your incubation chamber and fold that down. Over here, we're going to do the same thing, except we're going to fold this against the seam so we make a little pocket. And I'm just using a paper clip to hold this closed. Again, a nice little protected chamber for our wasps to develop and hatch safely away from our predators. And then we're going to take a pin or a dissecting needle and we're going to poke a tiny little hole so that they have a nice wide exit sign, a big place that says exit here when they're hatched and they're ready to fly around your crop. So the card contains about 100,000 eggs. This is coverage for about an acre, especially if you start early. One very important thing to know about Trichogramma is they work best with a cumulative effort. So you start early, you keep them going, repeated applications, and by the end of the season, your level of parasitism is going to be much better. For homeowners, a third of a card, a small piece, is more than enough. So for homeowners, what we're going to have you do, or people with small gardens, is we're going to have you take and peel off 2 little tabs and put 2 tabs out once a week. So once a week, put 2 tabs out in your garden, just like we did in the jar with the jar method or one of these incubation chamber methods. You can keep the rest of the card piece in your fridge, and the next week, go out and put 2 more pieces out. So every week you're releasing a small amount of these Trichogramma wasps to keep parasitizing the moth eggs. Biological control of caterpillars and moths is best thought of as a program. It starts with the Trichogramma wasps parasitizing the moth eggs. But we know nothing in nature is 100%. Not every moth egg is going to be parasitized. Not every little wasp is going to find all of the moth eggs. So the second line of defense in our biological control program is the green lacewing. Green lacewing larvae are the predatory stage. So a lot of people have seen and are familiar with the adult stage, but this stage is not predatory. The adult stage is looking for nectar and pollen to be able to grow up and lay eggs that will mature and hatch properly. So for the adult stage, it's very important that you have flowering plants in your garden. A variety of flowering plants, different kinds of herbs are excellent at attracting beneficials, but you want to give them habitat and also the nutrition they need in their adult stage. Again, since they're not looking for pest insects, they need flowers for nectar and pollen. We'll talk more about why habitat's important. But the larval stage is the predatory stage. So the most economical way to purchase and release green lacewing is the egg stage. You can purchase the eggs from most insectaries. Again, just like the Trichogramma, it comes on cardstock. So this is hanging black cardstock with the 30 little tabs that you'll hang around on the plants. And on the front, you see the bright green lacewing eggs. So when you see lacewing eggs out in the environment, you'll see that the moms lay them on long silk stalks. So really what you'll notice if you lift up your leaves, you'll see this. You'll see tiny little eggs hanging off long silk filaments. Those are lacewing eggs. That is an excellent sign. That means you've got beneficials in your crop. But when you're purchasing them to release, the easiest and most economical way to do it is the egg stage. So this is a card of about 5,000 eggs. Again, enough coverage for an acre, but a really good amount to inundate a small garden with. These are voracious generalist predators. They will go about 7 miles during their 2 weeks of their larval stage, looking for many things to eat. The important thing about using the lacewing eggs, the one thing you really need to remember is that this right here, eggs on a card, this is a free lunch for any ants or any other predators that are out in the garden. So we spoke earlier about how important and why it's important to control your ants. This is a prime example right here. We've seen it happen before where we'll take a card of 5,000 eggs, put it out in somebody's garden, not paying attention to the fact that there are ants, and we go out the next day and it looks like that. The ants know what these are, they know what they're going to hatch into, they know what they're there to do, and they want to protect their food source. So they are going to eat these and get rid of your investment. So what you want to do with the eggs is you want to keep this piece inside, just keep it on the counter, check it twice a day, and you're looking for teeny tiny little lacewing larvae hatched and walking on the card. Now, as this card develops, these eggs are going to turn from a bright green to kind of a duller gray-green color as they're getting closer to hatching. And once you start to see hatching, you'll see itty-bitty, teeny tiny little larvae about the size of your pinky fingernail clipping walking around on the card piece. Now, it's important to check the card a couple of times a day because these are cannibalistic. So once you have 1 or 2 little larvae hatched and walking around, they will be consuming their siblings. So it's important to release the card as soon as you see a few larvae hatched. Everybody else is going to be hatching very soon. They're all roughly from the same egg batch. So once you see a couple hatching, you're going to do the exact same thing we did with the Trichogramma. You're going to fold them back and forth along those perforations, and you're just going to take off one of those little tabs and hang it in your garden. Now, the main difference between the lacewing and the Trichogramma, you can take off a couple of card pieces and store the rest in your fridge. You can't really do that with the lacewing. The lacewing you want to use all at once. Once they start hatching and once they start developing, more importantly, you cannot put them back into cold storage. It will absolutely damage their development. You can also purchase pre-hatched larvae from most insectaries. You can get them in little cardboard hex cells or in bottles with rice holes. The rice holes serve as a way for them to hide from one another since they are cannibalistic. Inside these hex cells, they're each in their own individual cell, so there's no chance of cannibalism in here. But what you're doing with this one, now the larval unit is going to be easier to use than the card piece because there's no incubation involved. This is ready to take home and open up and start releasing right when you get home. All you're going to do is peel back a tiny portion of this mesh and you're going to go out to your plants and you're going to flick the larvae right onto your plants. You're going to continue on peeling back some of the mesh to expose a few more of the cells and flick them right onto your plants. They will start working right away. They will start looking for things to eat right away, versus the egg card that takes about 2 or 3 days of incubation on your end before it's ready to release into the garden. In a biological control program for caterpillars and moths, what we usually say is after you've started the Trichogramma, so about a week or so after you've started Trichogramma releases, then you can go ahead and start in with your lacewing releases. Now the Trichogramma, the frequency of reapplication is typically weekly when the moths are in flight. Now we have seen instances where people have done it bi-weekly, have done bi-weekly applications, and it's been just as successful of a program. That is the frequency for reapplication for the lacewing. So the lacewing will be in their larval stage for about 2 weeks, going about 7 miles through your garden looking for pests. So every 2 weeks we want you to be putting out another round of green lacewing to keep them present and in your garden and responding to pests. So the third aspect of our biological control program for caterpillars and moths is Bacillus Thuringeinsis subspecies Kurstaki. Now be very careful because there are many Bacillus Thuringeinsis species on the market. So if you just go to the garden store and you say, I need BT, that's not enough information. This is BTK. Just for an example, BTI, subspecies Israeliensis, is for things like fungus gnats. So the BTI won't control caterpillars, BTK won't control fungus gnats. Details. There are many brands out on the market. This is Dipel, but again, what you're looking for is Bacillus Thuringeinsis subspecies Kurstaki. This is a strictly caterpillar pathogen, so it's perfectly compatible with our lacewing and with our Trichogramma program. It's not going to infect anyone but the caterpillars. So the idea is you mix up these granules with water and you spray it onto your plants, and once the caterpillars ingest this Bacillus Thuringeinsis, they feed on the leaves. Depending on how much they ingest and how voraciously they're feeding, they will die within 24 to 48 hours. They just kind of turn black and scuzzy on your leaves. Now, if you've been following the program and been on board with the Trichogramma, round 1, the green lacewing, round 2, by the time you get to your very sensitive flowering stage, you should not need to mess with Bacillus Thuringeinsis too much. If you start early enough with your Trichogramma and you keep up with your lacewing, by the end of your season or as you get closer to harvest, you should have a fairly clean crop in terms of caterpillars.